You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
What do all men power want? More power.
My name is luca-zanna. I was an Italian by birth, and I became an American by choice. Our lives and freedoms are in danger. This is not a drill. If you're listening to this broadcasting, you are the resistance.
All systems go.
Welcome to Love, Guns, and Freedom.
We're not afraid.
Here we go, everybody. Another Sunday, another show. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna on K-Talks 1340 AM and also 104.1 FM. This is Love, Guns, and Freedom. Okay, so let's go straight. Today is kind of, I say an emergency broadcast. I really truly believe that this republic is, right now more than ever, is under attack. It's not even anymore a silent coup. This is like a really and completely frontal assault to our republic. It's been going on the last 2 years, since President Trump has been elected, non-stop. You know, I'm no partisan. I'm not here to pander for anybody. I gave to President Trump some concern when I had concern. But right now, one thing, I must completely look at the evidence. What they've been doing in a complete, never before type of organized assault against the republic and against, of course, this man. That he may not be perfect, but I tell you something, it's the last thing we have right now between us and the complete erosion of our borders, a complete global government. I mean, now it's on the open. This is not about, new policies for immigration. This is about destruction of American sovereignty. It's a long plan organized since many, many years ago by the globalists to destroy America. When you destroy the borders of a country, guess what? You will have now a global government. That's what they want. So it's not more just about bringing more people in because, they need to get more people. It is about destruction of our sovereignty. I have with me right now, directly from the borders, it's been there for a very long time. And I've been knowing this man for, I don't know, probably 12 years, 13 years, long time since I started this activism, or at least this, I don't call it activism, just to be my duty as an American, especially an American who took an oath to defend this republic. Anyway, his name is Robert Crooks, Mountain Minute Man. And Robert, are you there? And by the way, where are you?
Yes, I'm here. I'm at Patriot Point.
Exactly, tell us which part of the world is Patriot Point, because I know where it is, but many people around the world say, what are you talking about?
Okay, Patriot Point is 60 miles east of San Diego, 2 miles south of Campo, California, on the Tecate line. Right, I'm 30 feet off the international border right now.
Yes, and, I've been following you there. I remember when I came there also years ago just to see with my own eyes what type of illusion that we have some sort of protection. It's completely like cattle fence, okay? I mean, drug dealers, human traffickers. It's completely, it's a joke. It's a joke. And meanwhile, our border patrols, they are completely underpowered, and they don't even have the chance to stand if there is an effort, a coordinated effort like now to trespass, to invade. Because I really want to be sure people understand, I'm calling this an invasion. Every time you trespass the line, I don't care if you are a saint in your country. The moment that you trespass, you're committing a crime. You're just completely going against our sovereign border and our laws. So, yeah, you may be also a drug dealer. You may also be whatever you are, a MS-13. But even if you're a regular guy, guess what? You're still breaking the law. That's the bottom line. So, what's going on exactly? Because you've been going there back and forth, and now there is a very emergency situation. Tell me exactly what's going on, please.
Okay, what's going on is we're getting hammered. We picked up 100 Guatemalans in the past 3 days.
Wow.
The past 3 days, we've got 100 Guatemalans. This morning, we turned back a very large group. I don't have very much manpower. I need volunteers down here. I need donations for gasoline because our vehicles to cruise the border. As you remember, there's a law on the border here. and we don't have a whole lot of manpower, so we're doing a lot of miles. What the Border Patrol is saying, they consider the East San Diego County, the Tecate line will be almost ground zero because of the liberal politicians in the state of California will be green lighting once they get them across, they'll put them on buses and ship them to a neighborhood near you, whether it's, Milwaukee or Phoenix or, Raleigh, North Carolina, whatever. They'll start moving as fast as they're coming across to different parts of America. That's why the Border Patrol is beefing up down here. That's why we're here right now.
I have a question. This is not even anymore a state issue. This is a federal issue. This is something that right now, of course, we've been invaded the last probably, 30, 40 years every day by thousands of people. But right now there is a complete organized effort. I call it an invading army. When you have 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 people try to break through our lines, our borders, just because they think they have the right so, unpunished. And this is, for me, is an act of war. I'm sorry, that I don't care where you're from. You have no right to come on my soil, on our country's soil, unless we say so. Okay? I don't care if you're poor. I don't care if you have, whatever problems you have. Guess what? You go to the right channels. This is not the right. You don't have a right to come to America. Okay? According differently from the Mexican president, you think that they have the right to come here whenever they want. Guess what? This is our sovereign country, and you may have maybe the permission if we say so. That's the bottom line. The moment that we completely give up our borders, we can give up our country, we can give up our sovereignty. There are 7 billion people out there, for God's sake. 7 billion people. All these people out there, they say, let's get them in. How many more you want after the 7,000? How many billions can we afford? How many billions before our system, even millions, before our system, our republic, will get transformed in completely another socialist dictatorship? Because that's what's going to happen. These people, they will vote, and guess what? They're going to destroy the fiber of our country. And that's exactly what they want. They want to destroy this republic from within, with these hordes of freaking zombies. Okay, tell me, what's up? What is what is Trump?
We think this is by design. We think this was planned years ago, and we believe that if Hillary Clinton had got elected, there would have been a shoe-in. But since Donald Trump has been elected, it's a speed bump. And they're going to continue pushing the agenda. We believe that martial law will be enacted next, few hours. Maybe next day or so.
Wow!
And then he will unleash the military on the border. It's predicated on if they continue the march. If they continue pursuing this. If I look down below me on S1 on the highway and I see semi trucks unloading bodies, I'm calling the Border Patrol and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
They're going to be coming 1,000 at a time.
Oh, you're going to be surrounded. You got to be really careful. You're going to be surrounded, one against thousands. I mean, even just hundreds. They can completely have you for breakfast, for God's sake. Seriously, they can eat you alive.
Luca, all we are is added eyes and ears to the United States Border Patrol, and they love us. They want 100 of us down here. They want 1,000 of us down here. Because it frees them up to do the jobs they have to do. They can't keep patrolling the line and then have to do what they have to do, apprehensions and whatnot. But the problem is the border is so long and there's so little people to monitor it. That's why I need volunteers to come down here and help stand the line. For God and country, shoulder to shoulder, God and country. And we need some, Luca, we need some money for gasoline. It's $4 a gallon for gas down this mountain.
Wow.
It's expensive.
Well, okay, first of all, Robert, give me the website or PayPal or whatever you got for people to help you out. Let's start with that.
Okay, right on. www.mountainminutemen.com. Mountainminutemen.com. Go to donate, PayPal. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys here. We got 7 guys.
Wow.
7 volunteers on the American border. That's scandalous.
I have a question, though, Robert. I have a question here. We have billions of dollars that we've been giving away to foreign countries. Look at, for example, South Korea. Not even a freaking rat could go through the borders between North and South Korea. We've been defending the borders with our tax dollar of Iraq, Afghanistan, the Eastern Europe during the Cold War and all these things. And now, we had to go to America to pretty much come down to people like yourself, volunteers, that people are retired, getting their Social Security money to really seriously beg for freaking gas money, because that's so sad, where we have all these billions of dollars that we're giving away. Why the president at this point? I know that Congress is unfortunately a fraud, because most of these Republicans, they've been plotting against Trump, but why? I still can't believe it. The strongest, the most powerful nation.
I'm 68 years old and I'm begging gas money on the internet.
Yeah.
So I can help protect my country.
This is
now,
insane,
how
though.
sad is that?
This is insane.
How sad is that?
This is insane. This is insane. No, we should have people, enough resources. We have enough resources to protect others' country. We need to have our own resources to protect our country. But meanwhile, what you're doing is really, I've been knowing you for a while. You've been doing that for years. And there is not really any type of gain here besides probably, risking your life. Because this is not just about money that you lose. Because this is about also risking your bullet in your head. Because I saw a video before, I watched a video. You were like, 30, 50 yards away from a group of people coming around. I mean, there is everyday stuff like that.
Every day. I got 100 in the past 3 days. We put 100 away in the past 3 days, and we're going to get hit again tonight with the full moon.
Wow.
They're already stationed down there in Taco Land. I've been watching the trucks roll in. And I got guys down there now where we're just, we can only do so much. I mean, we got to sleep. We got to eat.
I tell you something. You are in the middle of nowhere. Let's be fair. I mean, if somebody wants to take you out, nobody was going to cry around you, okay? Nobody's going to really, call 911?
No,
I mean, they can't even find you. I mean, this is serious stuff. I don't know even how can you sleep there at night. Because I couldn't sleep, honestly. I would stay probably under a freaking bush, come down. Because it's scary. I mean, they know your name. You've been doing that for years. I mean,
13 years.
Yeah, and they know your name, they know your face. I know they try to set you up and try to do different things to get you off, because you're a pain in the ass. That's the reality. You've been doing there, even just one person, as you said, you can help a lot. The border patrols, let them know what's going on with your eyes, and they help them,
Exactly.
So
the thing is too, Luca, Patriot Point is so strategically located. With my vantage point, I can control a tremendous amount of the border just by watching. You know what I mean? And I've got the where Patriot Point's situated. I can look right down into the cartel distribution center.
I have a question.
I monitor.
I have a question, Robert. And probably it's a naive question, but not really. I mean, this is such a strategic point that I know you're not a regular guy. You're more than a regular guy. You had experience, at least military background. But I'm sure our border patrols, I'm pretty sure, they know that Patriot Point, it's a great point. Why the federal government doesn't get there a real base, or at least a real point of observation manned by our tax dollar that we get extorted every freaking year? Why don't we get our border patrol having, a command point where they can at least get a couple people there in rotation and doing the job that they're supposed to do, not what you're doing right now. You should stay home with your wife. That's my point.
Partner, I've been saying that for 10 years.
Yeah. No, I think that, I'm sorry, as much as I got news for you, this is my personal opinion, you don't need to share it, and probably you do, I don't know, but it's me talking. I really truly believe that the border patrols, the lower levels, the regular agents, they are great people, and they try to do their best, and they risk their life for a job really not as paid so well compared for what they're risking. But I really truly believe that there is a lot of corruption in the higher ranks, because when you're talking about, billions of dollars of drug money coming through every year through our borders, trust me, if they wanted to shut down the border, they could do that overnight, or at least they would create a real damage to the infrastructure and to the crossing points of the cartels. All they had to do, get some of the upper management of the border patrol, or whatever it's called right now, say, okay, let's look really at the real points that we need to put our observation points. That would create a great disturbances for our drug dealers. But remember, they don't want that. There is too much money going on, and there is too many interests. So I believe that there is a level of corruption that is way, way deep.
No, I agree with you 100%. The money up here is deep. It's big money. It's a lot of it, and it's going every day. And this money's being lobbied right into politicians who are for the open borders, so they can keep this cash flow into their pockets or into their projects. Feinstein's, the Pelosi's, the Schumers, the John McCain's. He's dead now, thank
a
God.
lot of Republicans too. I'm telling you, this is beyond the party lines. I mean, we had it all. We had the Congress, we had the Senate, we had the President, and guess what? Still, this Congress doesn't want to do this freaking wall. I mean, this is serious. It's now hopefully people can understand that. Don't hope that the Republican Party is going to be your savior, because there may be good people among them, or at least better people. But let me tell you, there is so much corruption there that they are really now showing their colors. I mean, look what Flake just been doing, Senator Flake.
One thing about this horde that's moving north is guaranteeing the wall.
Yeah.
It's guaranteeing the wall. This horde coming north has just virtually guaranteed the wall on the southern border from Matamoros to Tijuana. You can bet on it now.
Well, we will see.
There's such an outfit.
We will see.
Pardon?
We will see. I hope you're right. I'm afraid about one thing. What they're trying to do here, this is my humble analysis, this is just before election time. Probably when they come in hitting our borders, it's going to be exactly during the election time or just before the election time. Now, what if they will try to breach, putting in front of the line women and children, like, most of these cowards, they do, the terrorists do that, that's pretty typical stuff. And then, of course, you will have a human, some sort of a human mass of people. It's going to be like a flood, a human flood. Try to breach through, making the point, there is no border. We have the right to come here whenever they want. Trump can put all the soldiers he wants. And if they really mean it right, they should say, the moment you cross the border, we have the right to stop you with any mean we decide. I mean, it could be non-lethal weapons, it could be lethal weapons. Doesn't matter. By the moment that somebody's going to get hit and is going to get killed, because that's normally what happens. If you go to Mexico and you're going to try to cross the southern border normally, beside this situation, they will shoot you or they will arrest you immediately. So I'm afraid that these 10,000 people, they're going to try to ram through the border. They will do it, and they hope some of them, they will get shot so they can create the complete hysteria that already Trump is such a bad guy and going to go down that it's going to be another drama. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I'm hoping that they'll get persuaded to turn around or just stop. That's my prayer. But I'm afraid, it's gone on too far. These left-wing progressives in the DNC and Obama, OFI, George Soros and the Clinton Foundation, they want to terrorize this nation. They want to bring it down. And they're going to go ahead and push this agenda. They're going to push these bodies through. And I believe some people are going to get hurt. I believe that Donald Trump's right. I believe Pompeo when he says they're not getting in. And I believe that this has the potential to get really, really ugly, Luca. Really ugly, really quick.
Yeah, I hope not,
really
but I believe that they will use, this is the last attempt to put Trump out of business. Another one I've been talking lately, the economy. They go into the Federal Reserve. The private Federal Reserve is a bunch of crooks. We understand that. And is another real enemy of this country and also our republic. So they will try to put Trump now in completely state of emergency, not just with setting him up with situation like that, but also with the economy. I mean, we have the stock market going crazy, interest rate going up. I believe this is a complete now on the open coup. This is not like anymore like a silent coup. This is on the open now. And by the way, Hillary said she said that she wants to run again.
And you can't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and you can't rule out the fact that this is nothing but a barefoot invasion. I don't care if they got guns or not; they're invading. These are invaders, and they have to be repelled.
I agree.
We've got to stop at the line. Now, I heard, and I don't know how true this is, but I heard through the grapevine that, like, from Dennis Michael Lynch and his connection down there, that there are thousands of Texans moving to the Texas border, heavily armed Texans moving to the south border in Texas to stop this northbound flow. Now, I don't have any, I don't have any, I don't have any truth, what's the word I'm looking for. It hasn't been verified, but I hear the rumor, and I believe it. I've been working with Shannon McGauley with the Texas Minutemen, and he's taking everything on the East Coast, from Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, and he's taking all of them to Texas. Now, the group in Arizona and New Mexico is taking everybody from North Dakota, and then the middle strip, up through to the Canada border. Okay, I'm taking everybody on the west side, from Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, are coming to Patriot Point and the San Diego County line. And the rest are being distributed between Arizona and New Mexico, and Texas is taking Shannon McGauley and the Texas Minutemen are handling all the East Coast volunteers. And if this goes the way it looks, we could have over 1,000 or more people on our international border. And this could have, like I said, this could be the recipe for disaster, big time.
Robert, you know what is said here. We have enough resources. We should get our soldiers from one of the 128 bases around the world. They bring them back home. All they need to do is show up in front of our borders and fulfill their oath as a soldier. That's it. Defend this republic against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And the beautiful thing, when you start to show that we have our forces down there, and we mean it, that normally just the display of force, we don't even need to use the force. That would be enough. But the sad thing is that you had to do the job.
Why are the Marines in Oceanside? Why aren't the Marines in Campo?
Yeah.
Why aren't the Marines in Camba?
I agree.
Why are the Marines up there in Pendleton and Oceanside?
I agree.
Are they protecting Oceanside?
Yeah.
They should be down here to protect Tecate.
I agree.
And protecting Camp.
I agree. Unfortunately, who controls them? I can hear you. Can you still there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, good. No, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's sad because, we have enough resources already, but I'm really concerned that, if they break through for any reason, if they make the point that this border doesn't exist anymore, America is gone. You realize that. We completely going to surrender to the global government. That's what they really want. Forget about just to give us, the new voters for the Democratic Party and all this stuff. What they really want to destroy our sovereignty. And I hope and pray that Trump is going to be at least the last hope we have. But I hope more people needs to get involved, like you, like us, every one of us. If 10,000 people, just 10,000 people from out of 300 million people, that it's nothing, would just get on their car and just say, I don't even need to go there and to do anything Rambos, okay? Just be there and bring my body in front of the line. That will send enough political message to the rest of these cockroaches, politicians, because that's their problem in Washington. These snakes, these snakes, they're the ones that are supposed to do their job. They're supposed to represent us and fulfill their oath of office and defend this republic and repeal, any type of invasion and guarantee the form of government that's supposed to be our Republican form of government. That's the point. Instead, it's up to us now. We are the last hope, and that's unfortunately is true. I believe it. Because if we don't show that we care, they say, who cares? Trump, after all, is just a man. What can he do after all? We need to show that the rest of us care. Everybody can do something. Even if you cannot go down to the borders. Now, it's time that you jump on the radio, talk to your talk radio host, write a letter to the editor. More important, call your congressman and say, move your ass. Do something. We have people right there, seniors like yourself, retired people risking a bullet, for God's sake.
Luca, listen, the time for writing letters and phone calls is over. It's time to pull out the boots, get in your rig, get down there, stand the line, and tell them, come and take it. Come and take it. You want it, come and take it.
Robert, you're great. You're good for your age. I know seniors, unfortunately, can't even get out of the house. Okay, they gotta do something. I wanna try to tell them that they can do something too. I mean, even people that they are on a wheelchair, they can do something now. We all can do something. Sometimes life, people are just trying to pay bills right now. They can't get out. Maybe they don't have the time. Guess what? They gotta do something.
Where's all the 18, 19-year-old kids in America? Where's the youth of America that wants to protect this country? The only thing I see out here is old farts.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's so sad.
It is sad, man. It is very sad. Listen, one more time, I'm talking about mountainminoman.com. Give one more time the information if you want to give a cell phone, as people want to reach you out, anything you want. Facebook, you got the floor.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook also. Okay, my website again is www.mountainminutemen.com. And I'm trying to post updates as regular as I can. I've been pretty busy, so you kind of have to hang with me. There's only 7 of us on the line down here, and there's a lot to do, and a lot of land to cover. And there's some places out here that there's no cell service, so we got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do.
Now, did you see any armed trespasser? I mean, did you see any people trespassing with weapons? Did you?
Yesterday, I saw. Okay, no, it's 2 days ago. I saw 2 Mexican trucks with Mexican military in the back of the truck on the Mexican side cruising the border. And the day before that, I saw 3 helicopters, Mexican helicopters, cruising the borderline slowly. When I talked to Border Patrol about it, he says they think they were filming. So I got a feeling that the Mexican government is in support of this. And with Obrador going into office, coming out with Obrador taking controls in December, he's already said he's going to push for La Reconquista. And from what I understand, there's a 3rd wave developed. There's the first wave that's coming, a 2nd wave that's developed, and they're working on a 3rd wave now. So this is not going to go away, gang. If we don't stop them this first round, it's over.
Yeah, and let's not forget that the president of Mexico is a Marxist, and there is an effort from other Marxists south of the borders, from other countries. Seems also the president of Venezuela.
Venezuela, Cuba.
Yeah.
He's getting support for Venezuela, Cuba. I mean, this is not, and then the people are embedded in this horde.
Yeah.
Or they're Muslims, they're from Algeria, they're from all over the world.
Exactly.
And they're all anti-American.
Listen, and the first thing they're anti-America, one thing, they're breaking our sovereign law. That's the point. There is no way you come into a country, forcing your entry and demanding. That's completely right there. You got a big problem, man. That's it. And then, of course, let's talk about that. You want to talk about immigration policy? I mean, nobody has the right to be like that in front of the line. There are people who've been waiting for years to get the opportunity.
Right.
Okay? And it's an opportunity. It's not a right. But what I'm really concerned now, if they do it, yes, beside the fact that we're going to give up, completely say, okay, there is no border, so next one, everybody's welcome at this point. Just get some guts and keep walking. But the scary thing is now, among these 10,000 people, who knows really who among these people can be? Could be a lot of infiltrators, soldiers, and people that they may completely if you have a military like Venezuela or other countries that they're going to prepare an attack, they don't need to come for a frontal attack. All they need to start to sneak in, then you can have, other countries, China, Russia, Korea, who knows? This is serious. Could be tomorrow we wake up, we are really in a Red Dawn scenario. Scary stuff, but real.
Yep.
All right, man. Be safe, okay? And I'm not going to ask you any more details. Keep me posted. I got your number now. I'm sorry, I lost my phone, and I got new phone. Now I got down your number. And let me know anything. Right. Let me know what's going on, okay?
Absolutely, Luca. Thank you. God bless you, bud.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. All right, Lisa, that was Robert Crooks. And let me put it this way, I was an immigrant myself. I want you to understand that this is not just some nativist like, by the way, there is nothing wrong to be a nativist. You mean you're born here. Like the Southern Poverty Law, they tried to put me under the nativist 10 years ago or so in their, fake agenda to, try to demonize people who believe in country, who believes in, people who believe in sovereignty, like myself. I was even born here. I was born in Rome, Italy. I was an immigrant. So, I don't want to hear the crap, oh, you must be one of these, anti-immigrants. I was an immigrant. If you really understand the word immigrant doesn't mean that you're a trespasser, doesn't mean that you're a criminal, doesn't mean that you have the attitude of a cockroach like these people may have. When you come here, you demand to break the breach, to break the wall, say, no, I have the right to be here. No, you have no freaking right. You maybe have the opportunity to start your process through the right channels, starting from your embassy or whatever you have. There's going to be a screening process, and then you will maybe even have a chance to ask for asylum or whatever, or refugee status, maybe. But it's not your right, ever. Be clear. I just hope now, anybody out there who's listening, any man or woman who care about the future of this America. Because if we completely give up our sovereignty, I got news for you. our future of our new generation, it will be gone. If there is no border, a country without border is just another S-hole. You know what I mean? If this is no more a country, sovereign country, it's just going to be another piece of junk. It's going to be just another, could be part of the global government with all our rights, all our Bill of Rights, all our, everything that our founding fathers fought and died for. Believe it or not, this is the best place there is out there. Maybe not be perfect. Yes, we got corrupted. Yes, we got lazy the last 100 years. Yes, we got invaded by a bunch of snakes, starting from the private Federal Reserve. They took over this country in 1913, and many of these politicians now, they are part of the deep state. But beside that, still, even with all these problems, this country is the best thing. The system that we have is the best system that you never have an idea what's going on around the world. Just right now, I was reading the news. The Supreme Court for the Human Rights in Europe, the Supreme Court of Human Rights, they're a bunch of freaking communists, that's what they are. But beside that, they are globalists. They just confirmed a sentence of an English woman, I think it was English, who all she said that Muhammad was a pedophile. And guess what? It's the truth. All you have to do is read the freaking book that they have, and Muhammad, he was proud to have, wed and, have taken a spouse, in marriage, 9-year-old. Read the freaking Quran, okay? Read the story of the freaking prophet out there. So just because she said that, this woman, she got sentenced. There is no freedom of speech in Europe. There is no freedom of speech around the world. That's why it's so important that we keep America sovereign. The moment that we lose our sovereignty, the moment that we lose the control of our borders, guess what? We're going to be completely destroyed also within. I mean, it takes a second to have millions of people ready to vote. And what they're going to vote for? For what they've already been voting all their life. For this sort of a slash mob democracy system. That's all they need to do, smell, what you work hard for, smell all the things you have, and guess what? They will want it because they believe that 51% of the people have the right to shut you up, have the right to take you what is yours. This is called exactly from democracy. It's transforming socialism. That is pretty much just another aspect of complete tyranny. That's what it is. So that's what they want. That's what the elite wants. The elite wants that. That's how you destroy America. You don't need to send the tanks. Send the 20 millions of these people. They will transform America overnight. European Court of Human Rights backs conviction of woman who killed the Prophet Muhammad, pedophile. Let me tell you something. My show has already been banned in England and many parts of Europe. Guess what? Let me keep breaking the law. Yes, Muhammad was a pedophile. And if you don't care, if you don't like it, I don't care. Be clear. This is America. That's why I stand for sovereignty. That's why I say we have the right here to say things that in many other parts of the world you could not even say. By the way, it's true. This is not even just an opinion. Just reading their book, okay? How can you deny the truth? But you know what? In Europe, there is no truth. It is just now a big, complete act of tyranny and, bottom line, fascism. All right. Now, let me take a break. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom with luca-zanna. Meanwhile, I want to say, listen, thank you for listening. If you agree, that's great. If you don't agree, that's great anyway. You're welcome to listen. And by the way, if you disagree, you want to be on the show, just shoot me an email. Go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. There is my email. And I want to bring you on. Just be polite. That means don't use language that could be no FCC compliance. Meanwhile, stay there. Don't go away. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom.
He's a songwriter, a poet, a rifleman.
I'm not afraid.
And a constitutional activist.
I'm not afraid.
Italian by birth.
I'm not afraid.
American by choice. Gianluca Zanna.
I'm not afraid.
And his new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom. 16 powerful songs on one CD from the heart of a patriot. For download or to order the CD, go to www.lovegunsfreedom.com. That's www.lovegunsfreedom.com. Lyrics for your mind, music for your heart. John luca-zanna's new CD, Love, Guns, and Freedom.
Are you ready to get lost in lust? Immerse yourself in a thunderstorm of emotions and passion. Order John luca-zanna's new book, Perfectly Crazy, 69 erotic visions and love poems with forbidden erotic Italian phrases. Perfectly Crazy by John luca-zanna. Available all over the world at Amazon.com and www.zanna.us.
Here we go, guys and girls. You're listening to Love, Guns, and Freedom back to the back in the second part of the hour. I had a guest a couple years ago on my show. Remember all the story with the Oregon drama, federal government, people getting arrested. This is something that is really out of a horror movie. His name is Michael Avery. He was reporting with the voice of Idaho, the news in an independent way. He was very active in doing that, all the story with the bandits and also, of course, with the situation there with the refuge in Oregon and all the people that we know. We've been talking about on the show for many, many times, that's the story. Anyway, Michael got arrested. Michael got sentenced. Michael spent time in jail. Now, Michael Emery is back with us, and I would like to give him a chance to tell us pretty much what happened since the last time we had a chance to talk, because we were talking regularly when he was in Oregon, all the different events of what was going on at the refuge there with the bandits and, all this peaceful occupation. Michael Emery, are you there?
I'm doing very well. How you doing? Okay.
I'm okay, man. Long time no talk to you. We talked a couple of times when you were spending time in jail or prison. Give us the update, please, because, last time we talked seriously was like when you were pretty much still reporting for the Voice of Idaho, and then you got arrested. I know there were some charges that were thrown at you. Give us your version of the story, please. What happened to you since the last time we talked when you were reporting in Oregon?
Oh, well, I was reporting on the Malheur Wildlife Refuge, trying to expose some of the provocateurs on both sides of the fence. Anyways, a lot of people know what happened at the refuge and everything else and what happened to LaVoy Finnegan. But after LaVoy Finnegan's death, we went to Byrne, John Day, Oregon, to help support Sheriff Palmer and to start a news agency there called The Voice of Grant County, and to start committees of correspondence so people can get informed, to start addressing the fake news and becoming the real news. That's kind of what we were doing. So we stepped on some toes. Now, I'm a foreign weapons specialist. I've done weapons for law enforcement, military, private collectors, contractors, former contractor myself. And so one of the things I do is I set up Class 2 licensed dealerships for people that help assist with sheriff's departments. And that's what I thought this was going to be. And the individual was a former law enforcement officer, and then he had his little guy he was working with, named Odell, which turned out to be a professional confidential informant that helped set up and create KKK groups and skinhead groups. I mean, really wonderful character.
Wow.
And that's right, we got all the evidence on that. In any case, they wanted to see a sample of my work, and I brought firearms across the state line many times for samples, or we do machine gun shoots. Well, so I brought one down, and the minute I got it here, everything changed, and I couldn't get it back. And the long story of it was I found out it was a setup, and so they charged me for possession of a machine gun not registered to me.
Wow.
But I had keys to the shop and everything else. So, they wanted to go after my friend Jim that owns that dealership in Boise and stuff. And, he couldn't even claim his property because for fear of them coming after him. I mean, it's a witch hunt. And if they want you, they'll find a way.
Wow.
So
bottom line,
right.
You had to plead. You pleaded guilty for that charge. You had to cut a deal. How they ended up in details? I know the story, but give us that to the public.
Okay, so I was having a problem finding someone to take my case,
they wouldn't let me get out, because they said I threatened a witness, which was a lie, and that came out that was a lie. But they didn't want me to find any representation but what they wanted to provide. I fired one lawyer, then I got another lawyer, and I decided to go pro se. And we had a habeas corpus was honored and with a case number in the Ninth Circuit. And anyways, I was going to fire my lawyer. They wanted to have a meeting. They said, if you fire your lawyer and go this direction, we're going to go to grand jury indictment tomorrow. We're going to place indictments against not only you in multiple ways, but against your wife and your lead editor of your paper.
Wow.
And it's going, and we're going to put enough charges on you that, Mr. Room, you'll spend 3 years in jail just fighting one of them, or we'll back-to-back them.
Wow.
Or you take this deal, be quiet, just go away, and that's it. And so basically, that's what happened.
Exactly. How many months did you spend in jail? What was your time served?
27 months.
1 second, Ollie. Go ahead. 1 second. Something's happening here. Weird. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Probably.
That's weird. Okay. Tell me again. How long did you spend in jail?
I thought 27 months out of 30 that they sentenced me to.
Wow. And
I didn't get any halfway house. They released me straight to home with 1 month on an ankle monitor.
Wow.
You know.
And,
yeah.
Of course, if you were one of these people in New Mexico that were running a children, Muslim training camp for school shooting, probably would have been okay. They drop you out without even a bail. Wow. That's the release.
And here's pretty bad. And here's the thing. In the world of firearms and what I've done, I've worked for the government, and I have a lot of honor and respect for law enforcement officers and people who work in the federal government. There's a lot of good people, and I'm thankful for many of them that came to my aid while I was going through this. They were in a dilemma because people were asking about my safety. But the fact of the matter is they'll set up the road, they'll sheep dip you. I don't know if anybody knows what that means by sheep dipping, but they'll take somebody that thinks that they're doing a legal and lawful action for law enforcement and set them up.
Wow.
Okay.
In your time in prison, anything that was out of the ordinary, or just pretty much was it? I have no idea, never been there. But did you have any special situation that they treat you better, worse, or just regular day? You were treated like everybody else. Any incidents? Anything you want to share with us?
What's odd is that the cars, the guys that were in charge of like the Pisces, the Southsiders, the whites and the blacks, all had respect for me because they get information on the outside. They vet you, see if you're some showmo, pedophile, or anything else. And the guards gave me respect. There was a couple of guys that wanted to give me a hard time, but I'm pretty thankful for how many people are awake inside the prison system. There's a lot of political prisoners in there. And so I'm pretty fortunate to have a lot of people watch my back while I was in there. And I want to thank all of them. And I had guards come up and tell me that, hey, we're awake. We know things are bad and stuff. We're not all bad.
That's good. I mean, at least I'm glad that not everybody's corrupt, not everybody, because I know people that unfortunately when they look at you like a political dissident or some sort of a political enemy that is beyond the charges that they were throwing at you, there was an agenda in my opinion, do you have a harsher treatment? I mean, and they can make your life really hell, literally, there. But I'm glad.
Well, yeah. If I wouldn't have took the deal, they would have put me in some hole somewhere with some real bad people.
Yeah, I'm glad at least that. Listen, any things, I pretty much, a lot of things happened since the death of Levoy Finicum. We heard about Fabio Minoggio, the informant. You had a chance to meet Fabio in person.
Who?
Fabio Minoggio, the informant, the FBI informant?
Oh, well, there's several of them, and one of them was Anthony Bosworth.
Yes.
We exposed.
Yes.
Yes, and Anthony Bosworth continued to do his little thing. That was why they had to stop us. We were in the middle of their little operation.
So Anthony is officially, I'm curious because, we had this situation back and forth. I had you on the show, I think before you were arrested, talking about Mr. Bosworth, that, by the way, also was on my show. And then after your pretty strong, statements, I got an email from different people that were supporting him. I said, just come here, come on the air, let us know. But now, do you have really evidence from the court, from the case, from the court that Mr. Osworth Anthony was an informant?
Yes, he was, and through Matt Shea's own words, to come to his defense when I was on Scott Bennett's program, he sent an email, and Scott Bennett still has the email, where he admitted that Anthony Bosworth for 2 weeks was an asset as a discohesion agent and to get people off the refuge at the right time.
Wow. What happened to him now?
No doubt about that.
You ever heard about him? I never saw him anymore on Facebook. I think he unfriended me. Did you ever heard him? Did you ever seen him anymore?
Here's Jeanette Finnegan, and Cope Reynolds, by the way, is another individual that needs to be looked into. But Jeanette Finnegan had Cope Reynolds and Anthony Bosworth as the security on LaVoy Finnegan's funeral. I had to bite my tongue when I seen him because I didn't have enough information to present at the time.
Well,
but we do have.
Let me be clear. You are certain that Mr. Cope Reynolds is another part of maybe another asset for the federal government?
Say that again?
Are you claiming that Mr. Cope Reynolds, by the way, I know him pretty well, is another potential asset working for the federal government as an informant?
Cope Reynolds is one of two things. Cope Reynolds he's very naive, like many others, which I find hard to believe because he's a very smart, bright, intelligent man. Or he knows full well what's going on, and he's working with cows. And so yes.
So,
and here's the thing. I thought
excuse me, Michael. This is your opinion. Do you have any facts to back it up?
I don't have any facts on Cope Reynolds.
Okay. I want just to be sure because I understand this is your opinion. Okay. And about Anthony Oswald, how you call last name? Anthony. What is the last name? Help me out. Bosworth. Yeah. You have evidence. At that point, we have evidence coming from the court case, right?
I have evidence of an eyewitness from the Narrows restaurant that witnessed him on the day that LaVoy Finnegan was killed, meeting and sitting with people who she'd never seen him ever there before, but he was sitting with ATF and FBI, and the reason we know that there's ATF and FBI is because we got a picture of the receipts with their license plate numbers.
Okay. I want to be fair, Michael. I mean, I can sit down, if somebody approach me and is FBI or ATF, they want to talk to me, I may decide if I want to talk to them or not. But the point is, it doesn't make that just because somebody is talking with somebody that could be in this situation suspicious. Doesn't mean that we know the content of the conversation. I mean, tomorrow somebody can approach me, an ATF agent, say, I want to talk to you, and especially with the business that I have to talk to them, pretty much.
Well, sure, I understand that. And you know what? I'm not one to point fingers. Okay, I go by where the evidence leads me, and the point being also is that I also talked with Dwayne Emer that was there. Okay, I also know for a fact from the witness that he was going back and forth meetings on the four-wheel meetings with federal agents that night. Okay, this isn't just some opinion. And on top of this, Matt Shea came out and openly admitted that he was an asset because we had been exposing this. So it's not
one second. Matt Shea?
Matt Shea sent an email, and we can draw off that email.
Okay, so interesting.
Where he openly admitted that Anthony Bosworth was working with the FBI.
And just to be clear, who is Matt Shea? Because I think I know who he is, but tell us.
Matt Shea is like a senator and he works with CAL,
Yes.
Coalition of Western States.
Yes, it's a state representative there. Now I think he's a senator now. Used to be. I remember him. Okay, interesting.
Right.
By the way, every name we are mentioning here, I invite you to be on the show. I mean, I like to, this is not just one-way conversation. If somebody invite you in this conversation mentioning, you're more than welcome to come here and say your side of the story. Honestly, I would like to have Anthony back on my show. I had him a couple of times during all this situation when he got arrested originally, just because he was walking on the federal public building there, out there. And then, of course, we lost touch with each other, but he's more than welcome to come back. Everybody's welcome to come back. Now, the last thing I want to say, what do you think about Fabio Minoggio? You remember him? You ever met him in person?
What's his name again?
Fabio Minoggio. They're supposed to be, the instructor, weapon instructor, the toxic...
Oh, I've seen him. He avoided me like a plague.
Mm-hmm.
And so I never got a chance to really talk with him.
I see. What do you think happened to Pete Santilli? Because there's all this, it disappeared. What do you think about him?
I don't, I don't have any hard evidence on anything like I do on, Anthony Bosworth. And by the way, I don't have any hard evidence on Cope Reynolds. I'm just making a notation that he should know and challenge the information to Anthony Bosworth that we presented. Instead, he avoided it like a plague and didn't want to bring it up.
I
but
see.
as far as I don't know. I have more questions than I have answers.
No, because my only point is with Pete, regardless of everything, according to the court case, the federal government admitted that all the case was based on the video that Pete did. I mean, if Pete didn't did all those videos and put it out there, maybe he did it innocently, I don't know. They didn't really have any evidence. He created all the evidence to prosecute people.
Yes. Here's something that bothered me. I was supposed to be at the behest of Ammon Bundy, the media PR, just like I was to be the media PR for 3%, so there wouldn't be any provocateuring, that people would work together in a peaceful manner. Okay? Now, somewhere along the path, I was demonized and tried to, and there was a concerted effort to push me away. And that concerted effort came within all the different little camps. And the individuals, it seemed that were pushing that narrative turned out to be informants, like the one you're talking about with the shooting and stuff. Firearms instructor and stuff. The one that was driving, Anthony Bosworth. There's another one. I don't know. Anytime there's something like that going on, beware of the one that's crying wolf loudest, because he may be a government informant. And I can't come. I've got other information, but I can't bring it out.
I understand.
Suspicions I have that are even worse than Anthony Bosworth, but I can't bring it out because I don't have any hardcore proof.
I see. Listen,
I almost am 100% sure, but there's so much loyalty within different camps that they don't want to believe that they've been betrayed.
Listen, I would like to do that. We are almost at the end of the hour. I had 60 seconds. I really would like to try to contact Anthony Bosworth, because I believe that, every time we bring somebody in, they have a chance to say their side of the story. And I would love to have you both, or if you can,
I would love that.
On the air, peacefully, civilly. I mean, after all, we're civil people here. And at that point, maybe something we can sort it out. Maybe we have finally a chance to ask questions and get the right answer. And more important, people may decide what they think. Listen, Michael, I want to say the best to you and your lady. Thank you for being on the show, and I'll be in touch with you next week, hopefully, as I can get some information from Anthony, okay? Hopefully I can get all
that. Well, that would be great, and if you could just pass the message on from me to him, then I would love nothing better to debate, and I'll be the first to admit if I'm wrong.
Very good, Michael. Thank you. All right, my best to you. All right, guys and girls, Michael, I'll talk to you next week, okay?
Okay.
But very good. Okay, guys, this today's show is over. As I said, this is about talking clearly in front of everybody. If we bring somebody, I'm not going to deny the other side to chance to defend themselves. This is serious stuff, okay? So every name we mentioned today, I would like to have you on the show. Maybe talk directly to Michael Emery about his very strong claims, because this is something that I believe that people should have a chance to rebuke at least. By the way, I need your support. Please, if you can, go to www.zanna.us. You can find my ebooks, you can find the songs, you can find the coffee, you can find everything we can to support independent free speech. I have no any type of allegiance but the truth, and I appreciate you for your support. Sometimes I be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first to admit it. Meanwhile, till then, hopefully I'll talk to you next Sunday. Wake up.
Envision your decision. 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 Engage. Resist. Persist. Learn. Share.